Hiya crafters, Amy here with amyswares, and today I'm going to do some stenciling with acrylic markers. Now I have this new square to circle stencil. This is part of the April release at a Colorful Life Designs, and I also have some blue cardstock. This is inexpensive heavyweight blue cardstock. I cut it down with that cool deckled edge or torn edge die from Crafty Stash. And I also have my acrylic markers from Altenew, and I'm going to show you how I pull together this simple card using these few items from my crafty stash. Now here's a photo of the finished card to show you the direction that we're headed, but really there's not much to it, and I was able to use some components that I already had batched and ready to go in my stash, which helped me save some time. So I picked a few of these cool colors. You can see I have this swatch sheet here. I have it in black and in white, and you can see these acrylic markers do wonderfully on both. And I'm just going to line up this stencil over this piece of cardstock, and I am actually going to use some mint tape to hold it down just because I am going to be coloring directly through that stencil and I don't want it to shift on me. So this is an unnecessary step. If you're careful, I'm sure you can do it, but I'm just taking that extra precaution to make sure I don't move it around. Now I'm going to start with one color. I will start in real time, but then I'll speed it up as to not take all day. But basically I'm just going to color within the openings of the stencil. It doesn't get any easier than this. So if you don't have the acrylic markers, but maybe you have like other markers in your stash, whether it's your Copics or maybe you have those other Altenew water-based markers that are out, any of these would work with this design. You can see I have it sped up now. Now I don't want to fill in the entire card front. I just want to do a few of the stripes just to kind of create that visual interest on the front of the card. Now this April release is super fun. It's kind of different in that there's actually two separate master creator bundles to choose from. There's one section of all geometric sort of stencils, and then there's one section of funny, snarky sentiment stencils. So you can buy both of these at 20% off. So if you just want the snarky stencils, you can get a bundle of those for 20% off, or if you want all the geometrics, you can get a bundle of all those for 20% off. Now, as an extra cool thing for this month, Mary Kay has also decided to bundle the new card bling. So if you're familiar with that in the shop, it's these awesome little confetti sequin sort of embellishments for your card, and she has all these delicious yummy colors, and this month is no exception. There are 12 new absolutely gorgeous colors, and what she's done is she's grouped all of those together in a bundle at 20% off, and you can also use my coupon on top of that. Now here you can see I'm just using some rubbing alcohol to clean off the stencil. You will probably need rubbing alcohol to get it off. I did find that soap and water wasn't enough to get these acrylic markers off. Now one more note about the bundles. The my coupon code AmyFan10 can't work for the stencil bundles. Those are also 20% off, but they can work for the card bling bundle. So I will link all of that below. If you could do me a favor and use my links, it'll be no additional cost to you, but then I'll get credit for the sale if you do decide to shop. Otherwise, obviously, like most of my designs, just shop your crafty stash, see what you have on hand, and I'm sure you have something that works. Now here you can see I'm shopping some of my batched components. This is my storage solution for my sentiments, and I have all these gorgeous kind of scripty fonts. These are all honeybee stamps. I got these recently as two separate sets, but you can get the stamp and the coordinating die to cut out these gorgeous scripty fonts. So I do decide to go with that Hey Girl. I am figuring out the composition though. I want it to kind of be at a diagonal, but I'm not entirely sure how I want to lay it out. So I'm just going to pop it up on my card base with this 2-inch foam tape. This is from scrapbook.com, and I have a US A2 size card base that's 4¼ inches by 5½. And again, I'm just kind of fiddling back and forth to figure out, and I do decide ultimately to make it a horizontal composition, and then that way I can kind of put the Hey Girl in that lower right corner. So I'm using my pokey tool from my friend Judy, my Judy tool, if you will, and I'm going to put this right on the card base so it's got that nice dimension, and then I will attach the sentiment with some liquid glue. So I'm just going to make sure that's lined up with a nice white border, and that does tie in with the white of the sentiment, which works out nicely. So I'm currently using this white glue from scrapbook.com. I got it to replace my Barely Arts glue. I have been using it for a little while, and I will say it is thicker than Barely Art arts glue, which does mean it's a little bit harder to squeeze out of the bottle. So I know many of you have been curious about how that's working out. It seems to be holding things down fine, but again, it does seem a little bit thicker than the Barely Arts, so um, it does kind of come out in a little bit thicker of a dollop if I'm trying to do embellishments, and it is a little bit harder to squeeze. But other than that, it's pretty good. So it hasn't clumped up on me yet, which is the problem I was having with Barely Arts. So I don't know, the perfect glue. I don't know if it exists, but that's where I'm at so far with that scrapbook.com white glue. Now here you can see this is my container of blingage. This is all card bling from A Colorful Life Designs. These are all of the colors that are out at the time of me recording this. There's 12 new colors for April, like I said, and they are gorgeous colors. They're totally, totally my jam. So here you can see I have such a selection that I could pull from every single color basically in this design, whether it's that kind of gunmetal gray or the light blue or the navy or the purple. I've got all the colors, and these card blings are so reasonably priced. And like I said, if you want the bundle of the 12 new colors, be sure to catch that in the first week. It's only the first week. I forgot to mention that earlier. So depending on when I air this video, that deal may be done. But if the bundle is no longer available after that first week, then you can still use my coupon AmyFan10 and still get them all individually. So again, the card bundle the card bling bundle for the 12 new colors for April is a bundle price that's only available for the first week of the release, and I will link all those details below. So if you miss that sale, don't worry, you can still get them in the shop. It just won't be the bundle pricing. So here I'm just laying down a smattering of colors here. I did decide to go with the one that kind of matched the blue. I could have done a mixture of all those gorgeous colors because they did all work with the composition, but I decided to just use the one kind of blue color. I think it was, I'm not even going to try and remember the name. I'll link it below. But I'm going to put them through in a smattering of colors all over the composition, and that's basically going to finish the design. So there's a fun way to use my stencils in a different way with these markers. If you have these acrylic markers or you're interested in them, I will link them below. Otherwise, I'm sure you have some sort of marker that you can use with your stencils in your stash. And be sure to check out the rest of the April release. It is just so chock full of amazing geometric stencils, and the snarky ones are hilarious, and the new colors. So thank you so much for spending time with me today. I will catch you next time. Bye.